Alright guys and girls, welcome back. It is roughly the 29th still. Just make sure it is the 29th. Yep, Tuesday 29th of December, 10:22 PM night time. Now, I'm cooking some chips at the moment, so I've got those in the saucepan. And I'm just making them extra crispy brown. I'm doing some for my brother as well, technically half brother. And whilst I'm actually cooking and I'm making absolutely brilliant crispy brown chips, extra crispy brown chips that is, I think to myself, for £1.39 for a bag of potatoes, why parents cannot actually afford £1.39 at all for their children. Now, I'm hearing it all the time that parents are striving to feed their kids. Now, myself, I do think that is sort of bad parenting, because parents should have skills in their wallets to organise their money for their kids entirely. And we're living what we're living in now, 21st century England, and yet somehow, some way, we are not able to feed our kids. That is a problem we've got in the UK right now. And if the parents would stop for 1 second putting their cigarettes down, stop smoking, stop drinking the alcohol away, they would be able to feed their kids for £1.39 or £1.40, whatever price it is, £2 even, if it comes to that. Right, right, and it doesn't go to all parents. We know there is struggling parents out there, obviously, and they're striving to do all the work, and then they come back. And I went to this pub one day, and it kind of amazes me the amount of parents that go into a pub with their kids in the first place and sit down, have a drink, and then I see shit on the TV, on the news, saying about children are starving in the UK, and I'm quite amazed, because if you can go into a pub, you can also afford to literally feed your kids. Kids are priority at the end of the day, and as a kid myself once, obviously we made ends meet, but we were still able to sort of eat as well. And obviously, yeah, okay, like you could say, oh, well, you're on benefits, it's easier for you. Well, not necessarily, because my mum and my dad was working at the time, before I came along even, and just after as well, because my mum used to work at Woolworths many years ago, and back in Cheltenham and stuff. But it's and my dad, he used to be a mechanic, and he used to go around fixing cars. Also got banned up as well for stealing them, but that's another story. Then I came along, and obviously my dad, my dad at the time, he used to drink a lot of alcohol, and there has been some hard times. We've been on hard times, we've been on low times, where my dad used to sort of burn money, because he said if he couldn't feed my other brother, my half brother, or technically my dad's side, the son, if he couldn't feed him because he was the first one to come along, because he's in his 50s. This is the one we have problems with right now. Then he goes, oh, I'll throw all the milk bottles out so the babies wouldn't have it. Basically talking about all of us at the time. My dad was like a right bastard, to be honest, but you still love your parents at the end of the day, no matter what shit they do and all that, or what fuck ups they do. But, and there was this one time, because my dad always used to drink alcohol a lot, and there was times where me and my mum used to go out begging for money and stuff. And obviously, basically my mum had to go to her mum's and dad's place, because my dad used to have all the money and used to nick it off my mum all the time. And he stopped her going to work. And then when my mum used to go to work, doing house cleaning at the time, for this way back, because my mum's like nearly 70 next year, she used to take all of us to work, because what my dad used to do, my dad used to look after all of us at home, and my dad thought it was a great idea to take my mum, take us all to my mum where she was working. So my mum had to stop working, because my dad was like quite manipulative. He was manipulating her and beating her up and giving her black eyes and stuff and all that, and never touched me. And I think this is why my real brother upstairs, he's got alcohol addictions, and I think it's because of the genetics of the DNA. Lucky I actually didn't pick that up myself, because I don't like alcohol, I don't take drugs, I hardly touch like medical sort of medicine or drugs at all from the pharmaceuticals area. Like when I'm in pain for my arthritis or my gout, then sometimes I try and find an alternative to get rid of the pain, like putting ice on it, keeping it going down, the swelling going down. But yeah, we've been through hard times, but the majority of us has came on top, came up trumps, and we've not been that bad out of it. And this is like, it goes to show that if myself and my family could come out trumps, where we've been to the lowest, like going on, because my dad used to push me and my mum out on the street in the cold, in the pouring rain and the snow and everything, and it sort of still lingers with me that day when my dad ran out of money, because he always used to buy alcohol, cigarettes and all that kind of stuff, and then if he didn't get what he wanted, he used to have arguments with my mum and all that all the time. So it's sort of been with me. And then there was this one time where he wanted my mum to drink alcohol with him, just sit in the bedroom, and it was like, and because my dad was drunk at the time, and he used to sort of like say to her, oh, if you don't come in here and all that in the room and stuff, like, and drink with me and all that, he used to like get chicken curries and stuff and all that, and he would say, oh, I'll throw it out the window and give it to the cats and all that. So he used to try and sort of like blackmail her into it, just sitting her down and having a drink with her. So we've been through it. We've been through it, trumps and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of it, I mean, we're still not through it yet, because my brother's like alcohol problems and all that kind of stuff. I just feel that at some point there has got to be a light bulb switched on so we can see where we're going. And this is the reason why I don't like alcohol, I don't like cigarettes, I don't like a lot of things. I don't like taking medicine, because the mental health side is pretty bad when you see it from outside looking in. It's like you're looking in through a window at someone's life, and you can see their life basically dipping away. But that's why, guys and girls, you should not let your family down. Your kids are more important at the end of the day, and you don't want to sort of not feed them, because they will resent you for it. Trust me, they will resent you for it. I don't have children myself, but I've been the onlooker looking in through the windows, and I see stuff like what goes on in our family and the rifts it's happened and all that. So it's one of those things, unfortunately. But I'm doing some chips because I like eating. Food's good. I like food. That's why I've been putting a little bit extra weight on, packing weight. I got to try and get back into shape. Done a little bit of weightlifting today with some dumbbells. And it's just, yeah, at some point, like, my mum's always very protective of my brother who keeps drinking a lot, and I find it's sort of that position where she's got to wake up and she's got to realise that we can't help him in any means necessary. And I said to my mum that we should sort of kick him out. Hopefully that would buck his back ideas up and all that, buck his ideas up. But this is just a little insight into the stuff that goes on. But my dad's been in prison a few times and all that. But I've been arrested and taken to court at least a few times doing illegal shit, but that was when he was young and all that. But I don't know, it's one of those things, like, you don't want to become your father, you don't want to become the people that you're supposed to look up to, but unfortunately, that's the way it goes. I'm downstairs doing some cooking. I've got to do my brother some chips and all that as well. Because I'm a nice guy, I'm a good guy. We all have our faults at the end of the day, but we try to do our best to sort of get along. But anyway, guys and girls, I've been talking for about 14 minutes, but hopefully this has made some sense. But anyway, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next episode.